What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're doing things a little bit different today. I'm a little late on the video, so I'm going to try to make this a little bit faster than usual. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and pick a winner from our last video to get a free month of VIP. If this video gets 300 likes, I will pick another comment down below to win a free month. So make sure you guys do smash that like button, drop a comment. You do have to be a subscriber to win. So let's go ahead and pick our winner from our last video. Winner is going to be for Brundy Down Undy, who said Fantasy Aces, let's go. Well, Brundy, send me a message on Discord. I will get you added for a free month. And I do appreciate the love and support from every single one of you. If you guys do want to get all of our plays, there's a link to our WAP down in the description. It's $10 a week or $25 a month, which is less than $1 a day. You get every money line, every player prop, every mod slip, anything you guys want, we're going to have it. So, make sure you guys do join if you guys are feeling it. But there is a free section of our Discord as well if you guys do want to join that. But other than that, guys, that's all I really have to say for the plug for right now, just because I am trying to make this a little bit faster. Yesterday was an okay day. It wasn't very good, to be honest. Yesterday was actually a losing day, but hopefully we can bounce back. We went 3-3 yesterday on the free picks. I do have 2 more WNBA plays today, as well as 3 more baseball plays. So let's go ahead and jump into our WNBA plays for the first pick. First one's going to be for Angel Reese. So Reese and Clark, I try to stay away from usually whenever I'm making these free picks, because the beef usually causes people to go off in the chat. So anyways, what I'm going to do is take Angel Reese's rebounds. So obviously Caitlin Clark is out. The first game they had was a blowout win from the Fever. So let's take a look at her 2025 season. So 2025 season, she's been over 10.5 rebounds in 4 of her 6 games on the season. She's averaging 12. First game versus the Fever, they got beat by almost 40 points, which is absolutely crazy. Caitlin Clark is out, so you can go to injury news. Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark are both out today for this game. The Chicago Sky are playing at home. Angel Reese has hooked this line twice, and both games were versus the Dallas Wings. Now, if you look at Indiana's rebound defense, 10th in the league in terms of rebounds allowed. So they give up bottom 3 defenses, or they're one of the bottom 3 rebounding defenses, giving up almost 36 boards per game. If you look at Reese versus the Fever, we know Reese is going to try to turn up for this game, especially going against the Fever. And you can see in her history of last season and this season, she's cashed this in 5 straight games versus Indiana, averaging 14 rebounds, having 17 in game 1 of this season. So anyways, like Angel Reese, over 10.5 rebounds. There's not really a whole lot more you can say about it. She gets a ton of boards. She gets a lot of double-doubles, and I do expect her to give us at least 11 rebounds tonight. And the reason I took 10.5 is because it is a boosted line over here on Parlay Play. If you guys do want a free month of our VIP, you can sign up for any partnered app. Those include Parlay Play, Chalkboard, Sleeper, Underdog, NOVIG, Dabble, and Better. Any of those 7 apps get you a free month. They do stack. You can get up to 7 full months for free. So just let me know if you guys do sign up for one of those using our code and making the minimum deposit. So right now you can get a $100 deposit match right on Parlay Play with code Fantasy Aces if you guys use our code. And you get this Angel Reese discounted line if you use our code as well, which is 10.5 rebounds, a 1.4x, which isn't a bad line. So locking this in over on Parlay Play as the first pick of the day. You probably can get it on Prizepicks as well, but as a goblin on Prizepicks, it's not going to pay as much as it is right now as a boosted play. That's why I'm locking it in on Parlay Play. So that's going to be pick number 1. Jumping into our second WNBA prop, we're taking Kelsey Mitchell. So this is a prop that I will say I don't love, but Clark is out, so there's not really a lot of scorers for the Fever right now. Kelsey Mitchell has turned it up in the last game, the first game without Caitlin Clark. We'll take a look. So I'm taking her over 19.5 points. That's her original line on Parlay Play. But you can look this season. She's only cashed at 2 of 7 games this season. She's only averaging 17.4 points per game, which is a little bit low for this 19.5 line. And the major reason this line is so high is because there's no Caitlin Clark. So their best scorer is pretty much sitting out. You can look at the Chicago Sky. They have the worst points defense in the league. They give up more points than any other team at 92 points per game. So this is the highest paced game or fastest paced game on the slate at an 165-point total. I think Kelsey Mitchell turns up. So you can take a look at her field goal attempts. She's averaging 15 shots per game. She did have one 19-shot game this season. If you look at her towards the end of last season, the end of last season, she was dominant in terms of the points game, averaging almost 30 points a game in a lot of these games. And she was averaging 15 field goal attempts per game there. Some of these games she had well over 20. So I'm expecting some big output today, especially versus the Sky. There's still a little bit of beef there between Clark and Reese, obviously. And or actually, there's a lot of beef, but that's beyond the point. But I do think that the Fever team is going to try to turn up as well, especially playing in Chicago. I do think this is going to be a faster-paced game. I think Kelsey Mitchell gives us 20 points tonight. So that's going to be my second WNBA play. I would give more, but there's not a lot on the board right now. It's not a very big slate, and I'm just trying to ease into the WNBA plays. So Kelsey Mitchell, 19.5 points. If you lock in these two plays together, you do have a 2.2x on parlay play. We're going to put $250 on it, locking it in live on video. Place locked in. I'm going to come over here to track picks. You can see we have two slips locked in right now. The MMA slate is tonight. If you guys haven't checked out the MMA video, we have MMA free picks I dropped the other day. So I dropped those in a lot earlier. If you guys want to see those, go check out the other video. But you can see Kelsey Mitchell, Angel Reese, $250 to win $560, and I've got it locked in. So for the next plays, we'll be jumping over to baseball, so let's get everything swapped over. I've got 3 MLB plays that I like a lot. One of them is a pitcher win. I'm giving you my favorite pitcher win of the day, and then I also have some pitching out props. So pick number 1 for MLB. I'm taking our man Jacob deGrom. So I'm taking deGrom over 17.5 pitching outs. Now, we all know these 17.5 lines can be a little bit sweaty. Texas is playing in Washington. The Nationals aren't an amazing offensive team, but they're kind of middle of the pack. Their batting average is a 247. They have a 317 on base percentage. They have a 724 OPS. So they do have some sluggers, ranked 12th in the league, which is obviously you can see it's a red number there. If you look at deGrom is the 71st percentile in strikeouts, 90th percentile in whip. His whip is under a 1, which is really good. And then his ERA is a 234, which is the 90th percentile as well. So a very low ERA. deGrom just pitched 6 innings versus the Cardinals. Cardinals are a decent offensive team. He's cashed this line 5 of 12 games on the season. He pitched 8 innings versus Houston, 7 full innings versus the Yankees. He's doing well. deGrom is a really, really good pitcher. He has struggled this season so far, I will not lie, but I do think he bounces back tonight. I think he has a good game. So looking at his pitches thrown, he's averaging 85 pitches per game. He does have a longer leash if he's doing well. He had 103 pitches versus the Yankees. I think versus the Nationals today, I think he's going to do well. I don't think he's going to struggle too much. And I do think he cashes out this 6 full innings. So take a look up here. He's 5-2 on the season with a 8.57 strikeouts per 9 innings. So obviously deGrom is a high strikeout pitcher. I will say the last few games he has not been getting a lot of strikeouts, so I don't think I trust his strikeouts very much today. I'm probably going to fade it. I think this line was like 11 earlier this season, but she's been struggling. So looking at the Washington does strike out kind of middle of the pack, or 18th in the league at 20. That is not what I'm supposed to be looking at. Just ignore me completely. I don't know why I thought that was K percentage for a second there. Just ignore what I was about to say right there. Anyways, you can't see Washington's strikeout potential unless I come over here and hit Ks. So if you did want to play his Ks, Washington strikes out less than 20% of the time. So the bottom 10 defense, or top 10 offense in terms of strikeouts, they don't strike out very often. So it's probably not a very good matchup. You can see deGrom had 0 versus Toronto, and he had 4 his last game versus the Cardinals. So he could bounce back and have 10 Ks tonight, but for me, I'm going to fade that prop. But deGrom over 17.5 pitching outs is going to be our first play of the day. So let's find him. Jacob deGrom, 17.5. You got a 1.58x play right here. If you do lock it in on Prizepicks, we're going to check the value and see which one pays out more. So Prizepicks versus parlay play, let's check it out. So that is going to be our first pick for pick number 2. We're taking our man Hunter Brown. So I'm taking Hunter Brown, the Houston pitcher, a matchup versus Cleveland. Another tough matchup, but I think he's going to go 6 innings. So if you look at him this season, he has cashed 6 innings in 10 of 12 games. He went under versus Tampa Bay, and he went under versus Cincinnati where he had a hook. He just went 18 outs versus Tampa Bay again. And then 18 versus the A's. He had 8 full innings versus Texas, 7 versus Toronto. Hunter Brown's an incredibly good pitcher, one of the best in the league right now. He's 8-3 on the season with a 1.83 ERA. So he does not give up a lot of runs. He averages 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. High strikeout pitcher, less than 1 whip. Come down here and look at the matchup. He's playing against the bottom 10 offense in pretty much every single category except OPS. Looking at Cleveland, they have a 240 batting average, a 313 on-base percentage, and a 713 OPS, which is on-base plus slug slug percentage. So sluggers, kind of hard hitters kind of thing, they're ranked 17th. If you look at Hunter Brown, 93rd percentile in Ks, 95th percentile in WHIP, and then 96th percentile in ERA. So like I said, one of the best pitchers in the league. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the head-to-head data first, which he went 16 versus Cleveland in his only game last season. That's not what I was about to say, to be honest with you. What I was about to say is I'm going to pull both these props up on Predictive, and we're going to check and see what Predictive has on or how these offenses or these batters hit versus Hunter Brown. So these are the only batters on the Cleveland Guardians that have had any matchups versus Hunter Brown so far. So you can look, Santana 7 at-bats and 3 hits. So obviously we're going to scroll over and look at the OPS. The 857 OPS is good. The rest of them, other than Quan has 2 at-bats and 2 hits, which is really good. It gives you a 3 OPS. But the rest of them are low, 0.2, 0, 0, 0.8, and 3. And then the rest of the lineup is going to be 0 because they have no at-bats versus Hunter Brown. So it's honestly a pretty decent matchup. There's a couple hitters, obviously, that are going to fare decently versus Hunter Brown. Hunter Brown's insanely good, though. I'm not too worried about that at all. That's another reason I like Hunter Brown. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up our other play, which was deGrom. And then we're going to do the same thing for deGrom. So let's look at the lineups versus deGrom. So you can see 9 at-bats, 1 hit, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 2-1, 2-0, 0.3, a 1, a 1, or a 1.1, 2.6. So yes, they have 2 at-bats, 1 hit. It's probably a home run. It doesn't show on here. So there is a couple of batters versus deGrom that hit pretty hard in Lowe and then Garcia. But other than that, not a whole lot we're too worried about. Once again, deGrom's a really good pitcher. I don't think he's going to get lit up by the Washington Nationals, so that's another reason I really like this play. So deGrom and Hunter Brown are 2 of my favorite pitching outs. I do like Crochet, so I will say that. So you can lock in these 2 for a 2.4x. Garrett Crochet, let me see if I can find him. Yeah, Crochet's a 1.4x as well. They're just going against the Yankees. So I actually played Crochet already. Versus the Yankees, it is a tough matchup, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to use him for a free pick, but deGrom is there. We're going to look and see if there's any promos for baseball that I really like. And if there is, we can lock them in and we can maybe get us a better payout. And not anything that I love enough to throw in on this slip. So I'm going to lock in this slip. $250 to win 600 on Parlay play. Place and bet. If you guys do want to tell these, they are there. And you can see Hunter Brown, deGrom, 17.5, 250 to win 600. And I probably should have checked just these 2 on Prizepicks first. I could always cancel if I need to, but I'll probably just leave it locked in. So it'd be 250 to win. I think it's a little better on Prizepicks, 625. So $25 difference on Prizepicks if you lock it in on Prizepicks. So actually a little bit better value there. So if you guys want to play it there, but I've already locked it in on Parlay play. I'm not worried about it right now. I'm locked for that $25, and I'm just going to keep it in here for the video. So hopefully that does cash us out. Those are our 2 slips. And then I'm going to give you guys my pitcher win of the day that I really, really like, and that's going to be deGrom versus the Nationals. I think Texas is going to come out here. I think they're going to have a good game versus the Nationals. I don't know why I'm pulling deGrom up again. All I got to do is pull up Parker. So Washington's pitcher is Mitchell Parker. And we can look at how Texas bats versus them. So obviously there's way more batters that have seen Mitchell than have seen deGrom. So looking at this, you got a 0.66, 0.66, 1.1, 1.5, 0.66. So a lot of these hitters have fared pretty well versus Mitchell Parker. Mitchell Parker is not one of the better pitchers in the league. So let's pull Mitchell Parker up. I'm just going to hit... we'll just do walks, for example, and we're going to look at his stats. So he's 4-5 on the season. He has a 4.71 ERA and a 1.31 WHIP. But Parker's not very good head-to-head versus, we'll do earned runs. Head-to-head versus Texas, he gave up 3 earned runs his last game, which was back last season. This season so far, he's averaging 2.8 earned runs per game, and you can see how he's got lit up in his last, 7 games. So Mitchell Parker, obviously going against a pretty bad offense in Texas. The Rangers don't have a very good offense, but he's not a very good pitcher at all. I don't think he's going to have a good game. I think deGrom goes further in this game than Parker, which gives deGrom a much higher chance of getting a win. If deGrom can pitch 7 innings, for example, then that means he gets 7 innings for his hitters to hit off of the Washington offense, or a Washington pitcher, which gives Texas more chances to score versus Mitchell Parker, which would be a better win for deGrom. And this is a 2x on chalkboard if you do want to play deGrom pitcher win. So you can get it on chalkboard. I've already locked it in. I locked it in with another pitcher win. If you guys do want to get all of our pitcher wins, like I said, link to our WAP is down in the description. But that's what I got for today, guys. So let's do a little recap of our picks. Obviously, I'm not telling you guys to lock in these slips. Gamble at your own free will. This is not financial advice by any means. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. We got deGrom and Hunter Brown, 17.5, 17.5, 250 to win 600. And then we got Kelsey Mitchell, 19.5 points with Angel Reese, 10.5 rebounds, 250 to win 560. So if they cash, we'll profit around $600 on those two slips together. So hopefully we can sweep. If we don't get the sweep, it's going to be rough, especially if we end up splitting both of those slips. But it is what it is. It's the risk I'm taking, and those are our picks. So anyways, guys, make sure you join our free Discord. Link is down in the description. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video after hopefully we get that sweep.